If you love the idea of living in a lagoon community, but don't want the most basic home in the neighborhood, and you're also not looking to spend near the top of the market, where is that sweet spot? That's the question we're going to answer today. We're touring two models that move beyond entry-level construction with more flexible layouts, better personalization, and a builder that's offering two distinctly different collections. But the real question is whether you're getting enough additional value to justify that jump in price. And we're going to look at the numbers before we're finished. We're continuing our series here in Seaire, the Lagoon community in Parrish. We've already shown you some more affordable ways to enter the neighborhood, and we've toured the higher-end homes from Perry Homes and MI Homes. And today, we're moving directly into the middle of the market with Pulte homes. And I think this may be the portion of Seaire that generates the most interest because it gives you several different price points without forcing you all the way into that upper end. Pulte is offering two separate collections here. The Regal series gives you the more affordable starting point, while the Legacy series adds larger plans, more flexibility, and some noticeably stronger design opportunities. And we're going to see one model from each collection, beginning with this Mystique. This is the model that gives us the clearest picture of what stepping up into Pulte's Legacy series actually buys you. So I'm just outside of this Mystique model. As you can see, they've converted the garage into their sales office, the two-car garage, but this is actually a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. A little over 2,000 square feet. This is one of their most popular models. You'll see this one pretty much in every Pulte community. Let's go check it out. So this layout offers a lot of flexibility to many different buyers. If you've got a good-sized family, this one works for you because of all the bedrooms. Let me show you that right there. You've got 2 bedrooms with the adjoining full bath. Here is your 2nd bedroom. And not sure about that design there. Putting a chandelier in the kids' bedroom. Kind of overwhelming, but that's my opinion. So right across from the 2-car garage, here you see, this is their laundry area. So they got pretty good size. You can put cabinets over there and put them up over here, but you got some sorting area. I take notice on that, definitely. And then back here, you've got another full bedroom. So that's nice, but this is also an ensuite. So if you got a family member, maybe an older family member that needs an ensuite or an older child, you got that adjoining bathroom here to the bedroom. So there are 3 that we've seen already up front, and we've already seen 2 bathrooms. So you come down this hall corridor, and we have another coat closet, which for a big house, you're going to need that. Always a need for storage. And then we come into the great room, cove ceilings. We're going to check out the entire kitchen. Pretty traditional. That's what you're going to get. The Whirlpool appliance package. You've got a corner pantry. This one shown with a kind of an odd shaped table here, but shows you the dining area. And what a lot of people love to do, the indoor-outdoor, shown with a Florida kitchen. But the indoor-outdoor, the ability to just push these back, make this entire wall disappear. That's really indoor-outdoor living. This is under truss all the way from there. So this is a really nice living space outdoors. Make sure you get a great view behind it because you're going to spend a lot of time out here. So back into the great room. As you can see, a really extended long island here. Lots of room to set things up. Great for entertaining. Give you that view from the kitchen sink. And then we're going to go around the corner, which I like this because we're not straight into the... And then there we go. We're into your primary. And if you notice, got 8-foot ceilings. Really a nice addition. And kind of an upgrade from your basic builders here. Double windows, and I like this bathroom as well. 2 sinks, the peekaboo windows let in the light, and this is what's nice. This is a really nice shower. I love a bench, place to put your products. Nice shower, see all the possibilities, and you have a transom window. So lots of natural light coming through here. Here is your closet. Now you can see what possibility for closetry here. All that built-ins is possible. Your throne room, and then you're still going to get another linen closet. So this is why the Mystique is a very popular model. Here at all the different Pulte communities. That Mystique is always one of Pulte's most popular layouts. The open gathering room, kitchen, and cafe, that creates the main living space, while that flex room gives you an area that you can change just depending on how you like to use the home. Now, the covered lanai is also included in the basic layout, which matters because that's one expense that buyers don't fully account for when comparing the advertised base prices. So depending on the configuration, the Mystique can offer an additional bedroom and bathroom, so you're not locked into one exact version of the home. But just remember that the furnished model is designed to show you what's possible, and several of the features that you're seeing may increase the final price considerably. Now, if this is your first time on our channel, make sure you subscribe because we cover everything from new construction, neighborhoods, and pretty much everything you need to know about living here on Florida's Suncoast. Hi, my name's Rob Rognac, and every day we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you who are thinking about making a move. So whether you're moving in 1 week or in 1 year, just give us a call, send us a text, or shoot us an email, and we'll help you make a smooth move to sunny Sarasota. Now, before we tour Pulte's second model, let's put this section into perspective. Pulte has a fairly broad lineup at Seaire, beginning with smaller single-story homes and moving through those several larger two-story plans. And that creates a nice, useful progression because buyers don't have to leave the builder to get more space or move into a different type of layout. You can begin with something relatively straightforward, move into the Regal series for additional space, or step into the Legacy series if a larger layout and personalization opportunities make sense. That's also why you can't judge Pulte, or pretty much any other builder for that matter, on one floor plan alone. Now, the next model, the Pinecrest, it sits in the Regal series and approaches the value question differently. It's a two-story design that uses the second floor to create more living space while keeping that starting price below the Mystique. Let's walk through it and then we'll compare the two approaches. So I'm standing in front of their Pinecrest model. This is also a 4.3, a little slightly larger than the Mystique at 2262 under air. Once again, they've converted that garage for some sales, and I like this one. It has a little setback, a little transom window. I like that a lot. We're gonna head on in and see all they've got. So just inside the front door, you've got a wide and welcoming foyer. As you can see, the staircase heading up there, but we're gonna stick on the first floor. And just to my right, here's a little mudroom. So you've got the two-car garage. That's where you're gonna be coming in. But it's kind of nice to have the shelving as they've done in here. That's a built-in that they put in for the model, but you can get your own, put your groceries up, hang your coats, do all that stuff you want. But if you need extra space just across, you got a really deep closetry here all the way under the staircase. And that is terrific because anytime you get some climate controlled storage here in Florida, that's a smart deal. So down this particular hallway, you do have a bedroom, as you see, on the first floor. And you've got an adjoining full bath, which is smart. You got a linen closet for that bedroom as well. There's a lot of closets in this home. That's one thing I've noticed. But when you have maybe an older relative living with you that's not wanting to use the staircase, that's always a nice option. Here we are into our great room. You've got a desk tucked away there, double windows, extra wide sliders. So you see those slider doors are a little bit larger. Check out the whole kitchen. You got a dining nook over there. Lots, as you can see, lots of counter space and a good size island as well. So just to my right, check this out. That is a pantry. That is a great pantry. Once again, all your products and everything in climate controlled space here in the AC. So let's take a quick peek out onto the lanai. You can see they've got a table so you can dine outside if you want in the good months, the great months when it's not raining or it's hot, and that would be everybody else's miserable winter months. So let me give you a quick view from at the sink. But a really nice, great room. But this is only a small portion of the house because the upstairs is pretty amazing. And we're going to head up there right now. So just at the landing, as you can see, there's a whole upstairs living area. So you can have a living room up here, double windows with plenty of natural light. That's great. And just across from here, a deep laundry room. Once again, natural light. That is always great. Instead of sorting things in the old-fashioned lighting, really bad, poor lighting, that's always a plus to see some natural light. As I mentioned, lots of closetry, another linen closet. Full bath. Some good size there. Here's another bedroom. See what kind of closetry we have. Down the hallway. Once again, we've already seen, this will be our third bedroom we've seen so far. And then tucked back here is your primary. So double windows for extra light. Scan around the room. Get some nice views. Pick the great lot. Pick the great home site. Double sinks here. And then your shower enclosure, your throne room, linen closet, of course. Gotta get one. I've seen some that don't have it. And then here is your primary closet. So you can see the size of that as well. So once again, this one's a little over 2,200 square feet. 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. Lots of possibilities here at Pulte's Seaire division. The Pinecrest makes a strong argument for buyers who care more about usable square footage than just keeping everything down on one level. The loft creates a really true secondary living area, and the first floor flex space, that can remain an office or potentially be configured to provide additional guest accommodations. And this is one of those plans where the options matter almost as much as the basic layout, because the way you configure that first floor can significantly change how the home actually functions. The trade-off is fairly simple and clear. With the Mystique, you're paying more for a single-story Legacy Series home with a wider, more open feel and more separation. Now with the Pinecrest, you're using 2 stories to gain bedrooms and a loft and more overall flexibility, all at a lower starting price. And neither approach is automatically better. I'd base the decision on how much of the home that you'd actually use, whether stairs will become an issue, and how much of that structural options change that final price. My pro tip here, and as always, is to compare the homes using the finished price, not the base price. Take the elevation, the structural options, the lot premium, the design selections, and the closing costs and current financing incentive, and place them all on the same sheet. A home that starts $30,000 less can easily become the more expensive choice once it's configured the way you actually want it, or maybe what you actually need. So on the other hand, an available inventory home may include several of those upgrades at the price that the builder can't duplicate through a new build. So this is where shopping the builder's entire inventory can make a substantial difference. And of course, the reason that a lot of people are considering Seaire in the first place is that lifestyle. The centerpiece is the approximately 4.5-acre lagoon with sandy beach areas, clear swimmable water, kayaking, paddleboarding, slides, cabanas, and a swim-up bar. And the community also incorporates ultra-fi high-speed internet, solar-powered streetlights, and trails right throughout the neighborhood. And Seaire also sits just east of I-75 along Moccasin Wallow, which gives it a convenient access to the interstate while just keeping you right there in front of Parrish's fastest growing areas. The advantage is that you're buying into a community with an amenity that very few Parrish neighborhoods can duplicate, or anywhere else really for that matter. The trade-off is that the amenities of this scale come with some ongoing costs, so you shouldn't look at the home payment alone. Buyers need to account for the master association, lagoon access, and the CDD assessment that comes at the end of the year with the tax bill. So the exact CDD can vary by parcel and bond allocation. So I'd want the actual tax estimate for the specific home site rather than just relying on a general community number. Now here comes the pricing. At the time of filming, Pulte's Regal series begins with the Crescent, at approximately $339,990. The Pinecrest begins at approximately $383,990, with the other Regal plans extending just over the $400,000 mark. And the Legacy Series begins with the Mystique at approximately $416,990, while Pulte's largest current price plan, the Coral Grand, begins at approximately $487,990. So these are the base prices, and that can change also depending what your finished price might be on the home site, design selections, and whatever the current incentives and the inventory might be at the time. Now, that pricing helps explain Pulte's position within Seaire. It isn't necessarily trying to be the least expensive builder in the community, and these two models aren't competing directly with the largest high-end homes that we toured from Perry and MI. Pulte is filling the space between those two ends of the market with some recognizable floor plans, a wide range of sizes, and more personalization than buyers may find in some of Seaire's entry-level collections. And the best value may not be the plan with the lowest starting price, it may actually be the home where the builder has the greatest motivation to make a deal. Now, Pulte isn't the only builder competing in this middle portion of Seaire. Dreamfinder Homes has 3 furnished models here as well, along with multiple collections in a much wider range of homes than many buyers are going to realize. We're going to give Dreamfinders its own video because trying to squeeze all 5 models into one tour just wouldn't give you enough information to compare them properly. That video will let us see whether Dreamfinders can offer stronger value, better included features, or more flexibility than what we've seen today. So just make sure you subscribe so you can see all these upcoming videos. If you're comparing builders in Seaire, just remember that the salesperson inside the model represents the builder, and you should have someone representing you as well from the very first visit, comparing the real finished prices, incentives, contracts, and home sites across every builder in the community. We are the New Home Gurus and your one-stop new home shop, from finding the right home to helping you negotiate the best possible opportunity. I even wrote the book on buying and negotiating new construction. Schedule a free Zoom chat so we can help you as well. For living and buying in Sarasota, I'm Rob Rovnak. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.